Hello everybody. So I have another bird project planned for today, but before I do that I just want to share again for the last time, because it's the last day of the month, the Club Couture transfer is changing out. So if you love this one, you gotta you have to sign up before midnight. So it changes on the 1st of every month. I don't even know what the new one is going to look like. However, I heard a rumor that it's going to be the best one yet. So, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be at all. I wish I did know. But I'll know tomorrow, I think around 11 o'clock. So, after that we're going to, well, I'm not going to wash this off, but we'll wash off the board and we'll do the new transfer when it gets here. So I can't wait for that. It's always, I don't know, it's nice to get a little surprise in the mail, you know, instead of getting like bills and stuff. So let me just get into the live. So we are on the 3rd live of the series. So I have this little throw kindness, like, oh my gosh, I can't even talk. Throw kindness around like confetti. So that is it's certainly a good thing for right now. We're going to be taking that off and using this surface. So this is the board and pillar stand. So here's the pillar. I added a bow before I started just because, you know, it takes me like 5 years to make a nice bow. And that just fits right in like this. But I want to put it in there because I'm going to take it out. But so that is our surface we're going to be using, and also I'm going to be using some paper as well. Sorry, I'm just like, I told you I can't do 2 things at once. Alright, so we got it shared to myself, and I just want to share it to the VIP group. Oh, or we'll start a watch party in there. That works too. See. Sorry. So if you know, as long as we're talking about sharing, if you like this video, even if you don't like it, feel free to share it. Doesn't cost anything to share. Alright, let's see. Oh, okay. I'm like, I thought it froze there. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to just clean this off. Oh, he's like laughing at me. It's hard to tell because there's a delay, so I'm like, I don't know. So I just kind of let the water soak into the paste, and I like got it everywhere. I forgot to put my little fancy logo down. Maybe he's not laughing at me, I don't know. So when there's the Facebook delay, you never know. And I don't have a board eraser. Okay. So normally I would use a board eraser, so it's a little round disc. I know I have one out on the counter. What? You were? Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to use, a board eraser works better, but paper towel works too. This has been on here for, I don't know, a long time. I can't believe I don't have one sitting here. I feel like there's like one at the kitchen sink, there's one on the counter, because I was also chalking a bunch of stuff today, some stuff that I'm going to be putting up for sale. So it comes off pretty easy. It comes up much easier with the board eraser though, much faster. I guess he's not really watching because, you know, hint, hint. Jeff, could you bring me a board eraser? Of course, by the time with between the delay and everything, I'll probably have it all cleaned off. only thing I don't like about Facebook is the delay. Because it's like if you ask a question, you're waiting for people to answer it, and you're like sitting here like... It's right by the kitchen sink. By the soap dispenser. Sorry. Oh, I thought you
right
had
by
it.
the kitchen sink. I couldn't hear the response.
Oh. So, yeah. Okay, so this is a board eraser. I've used this many times, this one. So if you'll see, it'll come off. See, it comes off so much faster than with a paper towel. And these are like, you know, for 2 of them, it's only a couple dollars. I think it's like 2 something. Okay. So now that is normal to kind of see your last design on there. You just have to get it, you know, just wipe it down and then just get it again with the board eraser. And then you won't even see it, which I don't even know if you guys can really see that anyway. So you want to use like the cleaner part of the board eraser. Believe it or not, this is clean. It's just like, just looks a little gross. And I use them until they completely fall apart because they still work. And I use them, like, cut off little pieces of them and use them, so. Okay. So we have that all clean. Always want to double check. Make sure you have it in the right direction so I know this is the bottom or this way is the bottom. Let me just move this out of the way. So our transfers we're working with, remember, are all the Feathered Friends collection. So tonight we are going to work with this one and actually with this one as well, but we're going to start with this. Oh good, I was like, oh shoot, I thought I put the white paste away. So I wanted to put this in here, but clearly it doesn't fit. So we're gonna separate it out and put it. So it's gonna take me just a second here. So I wanna fuzz it, especially because this is newer. I only used this one time. Now I spun this around, so make sure I have it the right way. And I mean, you can measure, but I'm just gonna, you know, oops, very sticky. Get a little bit more. Okay. And I'll move it a little better for you guys to see too. So that looks centered-ish. A little crooked, but totally crooked. Well, it probably doesn't help that when I cut it, I did not cut it straight either. My goodness. That's why some of these, this is one of those things that's probably better if I stand up, but okay, let's see. Serious, I guess I have to stand up. All right, so there we go. All right, so we're just gonna do the word bless and then we'll move it and we'll do our nest. Hopefully I have my heat tool. Okay, good. Because I had unplugged it before, so make sure I plugged in the right thing. Because I have like I have a power strip and I have like a million things in it. Now I just used the white paste, you know, probably like a half hour ago, so I know it's good. And I'm just gonna go to a nice small squeegee. Alright, and then I'm just, oops, I forgot I was gonna turn it around. Sorry. I've been in like the creating zone today. Made like 5 signs, I think. Well, they're not all 100% done, because I like to, when I'm doing like the signs that normally I would sell like at a craft fair, I set up and I kind of do like an assembly line. Okay, so we do have to dry this because it's going to overlap a little bit. So I'm just going to move the chalk paste away, and I apologize for the noise. And you can kind of, when you're looking at it in person and you kind of tip your surface, you can see it kind of start to dry. I'm like making my light flicker. Okay. And then you just want your surface to come back to room temperature. So let me just, because if your surface is still a little bit warm and you put your transfer down on it, that sticky on the back will make it really sticky. So it doesn't like hot and it doesn't like cold. All right. So this was going to be a little trickier to line up because it's this, like, you know, cursive font. So just kind of let's see. So that's the level that it was. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit. I mean, it looks kind of in the middle there. So this will take like no paste at all, basically. My chair is driving me crazy. I try to adjust the back of it because I feel like the back of the chair is making my chair hurt. And ever since I messed with it, now it, like, every time I move, makes like the faintest little like squeak. And it drives me nuts. And I cannot, and now I can't get it to not make that noise. It's so annoying. Okay, so now I'm gonna just peel that up. And same thing, I'm gonna dry that because now I'm gonna put the word nest down at the bottom. See, it's still a little bit wet. See, right there. Let's see. So because there's watch parties, I can't see who is watching, but thank you for watching. I could see there's a couple people watching. now, same thing, I'm kind of, let me just put that so you guys can see. I'm kind of, you know, estimating there. And I just moved it. And I also want to be careful of my space between the words. You don't want it to be too much. Shoot, I can't see if that's... No, the chair is really squeaking. Come on. Okay. Let me just look at that for 1 second. Well, the good thing is if I'm not happy with how it is, I can just wipe it off and do it again. It's just tough because it's on, the word is on an angle too, so, and it's got the extra piece on the T that I had a little too close to the edge before, so. Okay, I think we're good. All right, so again, same thing. There is not much for the amount of paste we're going to use. I'm like looking at the computer, I just got like a pop-up, something, I thought it was in this, but it was something that I must have wrote somewhere and someone commented on it. So I'm going to be listing some signs for Mother's Day, or, I mean, they're not going to say Mother's Day, but graduation, you know, whatever you want to use them for. I just want to get a couple done. I'm also trying to get myself around to doing Etsy. I set up the Etsy, but I haven't listed anything yet. So there is the sign, and that's going to go in the holder. But now, some of the other projects that we did the other nights, so we have the bird's nest and then the little birdhouse from last night. You know, I don't have any way to make little eggs. The eggs that I have are way too big. So I was thinking we can make some little birds to go in the nest, and also little birds for the actual, did I say nest? For the birdhouse. Oh my gosh, I can't even think. So that will be the next thing we do. And we'll put those in there. You probably shouldn't have put this here. I need that space. So these are the birds. So this portion of the collection is called Birds and Branch, obviously, for the branch there. Same thing with this. I've used this one one time, or maybe 2 times. I can't remember. But, which there is a video, should be on the page and also in the VIP group. It's a sped up video. It didn't take me 2 full days to do, but I did it over the course of 2 days. It's a 2 foot by 2 foot, I think it might be bigger than that, you know, piece of plywood that I stained really pretty, and I did trees on, you know, on the top, and birdhouse, all the pieces. So let me just give myself a little bit more room here. I thought I had oh, here's the cardboard. So I'm gonna do one bird on the strip of cardboard. I don't know if you saw that video the other day where we did the lemons and, or not lemon, yeah, lemon and peach, and I did them on the painted cardboard so that I could cut them out. So we're gonna do one bird on here, and then we'll do a couple birds on the paper. So the bird on the cardboard is gonna be for the nest, so that I can, you know, kind of make him stand up. Because the paper will be a little bit flimsy, I think. But I'll just do a couple of them. So now obviously, like, I've already tested this out. I know it's not gonna get, you know, get too stuck on here and I won't be able to get it off of there. So I thought we could use this is Periwinkle. This is an old color. Trying to think of what color would be closest to it now. I can only think of the names of the darker blues, but there should be something similar to this if you wanted this color. So I'm just gonna grab a little squeegee for this. And same with this, I just used, well, I didn't use this one today, I used it yesterday. So that's a good thing when I'm doing a lot of chalking. Every time I go to use my paste, it's good and ready to go. And we're just gonna, this one is a little like lumpy though. And I think it's just because it's old, but it's still good. So we're just gonna fill all those little open areas. Clean that off. I have it all in my hand somehow. Okay, so now we're gonna let that dry and we're gonna move to the paper. I'm gonna try to do as many birds as we can. So same thing, I'm gonna push it down. And we'll just go with the same color because we already have it here. So anytime you're doing like surfaces like the paper or the cardboard, you just have to kind of trial and error. Like I wouldn't do something very large like this because it just like sucks right into the paper and dries pretty quick. So you don't want it to dry as you're working. Let's see, I'll do, and then also be careful when you go to do a second one that you're not touching the one that you just did. This is also an older color too, Coastal Blue. This one is very chunky. So the reason I have quite a few like pretty old ones because when we switched from having the little containers to the bigger containers, just, you know, when I do events, it was just weird to put out, well this size container is this much and this size is that, and then people would say like, oh well I want that, but I want it in the smaller container so it's cheaper, or you know, which actually it's not cheaper, but you know, so it just became confusing. So I just decided to keep all the ones that were the smaller, so, and then only going forward only sell the bigger ones. So that's why I still have some that are little. Okay, this one is not cooperating. Okay. And for some reason, this one is like, it's just chunky. Like it's still fine, but it's a little chunky. We're gonna switch to the other bird in just a second. I'm just kind of picking. I really have like chalk paste all over my hands. I don't know why. Usually it's ink that I'm messy with. This one is Mint. This is like, I think this color retired right when I started. It's that old. So let's see. I mean, I think the way they're made is a little different process, or that just, it looks like cottage cheese. It's kind of gross. All right. So now because I've used this a couple times, I'm kind of just hanging on to it so it doesn't move on me. I'm just trying to get it so there's not all the little lines. And now to me, like, I don't care that that little bit, tiny pinch of the same color, or two different colors went together, but those are very similar. All right, now we'll do this one. Probably should have put that one up here. That would have been better. So we'll go. Now since we have this one going, we'll just start with this one. It's like the paste is a little like foamy. But still works. Okay, now this isn't the most exciting thing, watching little, like, what do you call it, like a flock of birds here. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can, shoot, too bad I couldn't get another one of those on the cardboard. And you know what, I might as well, we'll just go back to this one. And then we'll go to the other blue. So we can add these into the display when we put everything all together. Oh, by the way, the dogs say hi. If you heard them. I get rid of one line, I create another one. So I'm just trying to have the least amount of little lines from swiping the squeegee across. These blues all look really pretty together. So this is the last one, I swear. So you don't have to wash the squeegee and wash the transfer in between each use, but depending on, this is a small one, so it's not such a big deal, but I wouldn't do like, like a whole, like, a whole large transfer and try to do it multiple times. Okay. All right. So there's all our little birds. So I'm just gonna put those out of the way and I'm gonna get rid of all of this. So yeah, a lot of times when I do stuff with like, flowers and, when I'm repeating the flower, I'll just go. I find you can probably go, like, depending on the design, 5 or 6 times. Depending on how intricate it is, or just mix these up. They look so weird when compared to how the paste is now. All right, that. And so we have all our little birds. Done with this. It's funny, this is from around the same time, but it's not like that. I also had this out, but I feel like that's a little too bright maybe. So I'm just going to dry these. Actually, yeah, it'll take too long for them to just dry on their own. And then we'll put this together. Okay, so we'll let these dry, but this one is all the way dry. It actually looks like it has a little nostril there. So I'm just gonna cut this out so that he will stand up in the birdhouse. And you can choose to leave the little, like a little black edge. I'm just gonna go right up to the chalked edge. I feel like we're gonna have so much less stuff to go out recycle night because I'm gonna be like keeping all these boxes. Because it's certainly a lot safer than me using the saw. I mean, I like doing the saw, but I feel like I cut some of these birds out. If I had it sitting right here, I would show you, but some of them look like, I don't know, they look like they got attacked. Because I find it very hard to get a little piece like this, because it's like my fingers are so close to the blade when you're doing a piece this small. Makes me a little bit nervous. Okay, I'm just gonna cut that part off. So you could also use like craft foam, like that craft foam for kids. I was going to order some off of Amazon, and it was like the end of May it would get here. I was like, yeah, no. I will have moved on to a new technique by then. Okay, so here is our little bird. And I'm just gonna grab the nest from the other day. So that way it'll look like a bird nest, not just like a mess of branches, because that's what I was kind of thinking it looked like. So we'll use that, and maybe I'll cut one of these other ones to go in here too, but I did the cardboard because I figured it's a little more durable to stand up in there. Or I can also use it on our little birdhouse that we did yesterday and just put it right on the perch. So tomorrow we'll do another project. I think tomorrow we'll do a pillow. Pretty sure. I have to check my colors of ink, make sure I have colors that make sense for this. But so, and then tonight, let me just put this together and then I'll put it at a better view for you. And same thing, I will post a picture. So here is tonight's project. I'm sorry that's like so close. But there's the bow, and then bless our nest. And it'll just look really cute and with the bird's nest and everything. And then the little birdhouse. Well, that is it for tonight. Let me just move that so I don't knock it down. So have a great night, and thanks for watching.